everybody. Hello, quizzers. How are you all on lockdown? Can you all see me on YouTube? If you can, just send me a little message in the little screen because I've got all the chat coming up. Now, I've got to tell you, I'm doing things slightly different this week to how I did it last week, because last week we had a little bit of a minor power cut in the area and I lost the complete feed. The stream went down and I couldn't get back onto it. So apologies if you were in the middle of the quiz and I lost you. Big apologies there. So hopefully I won't lose you this week. I have got you on Wi-Fi and I have also got you on 4G. So fingers crossed. If you lose me on YouTube, go over to Facebook Live. I'm on there as well. I have 40 questions that I'm going to be asking you, and if you want an answer sheet, by the way, in the link on the YouTube description box, you can actually click and you can download it, but you don't really need it, to be perfectly honest. You just need a pen and a piece of paper, and you need to write down your answers. So if you're playing at home with all of your friends, that's absolutely fantastic. You'll swap those over at the end and we'll run straight through the answers as well. So I hope all the technology is working okay. Who have we got in the house? We've got the lovely Joseph is in the house. We've also got, I believe, Tina, who is watching with the boys, Kylie and Izzy in Dublin. So big shout out to you as well. We've got the early whirlers down in Chislehurst. And I believe our furthest quizzer this week is coming from New Zealand. Terry is in the house as well. We've got the usual suspects as well. I call them the Curtisians, the Curtises, over in a place called Harpenden. And we've also got, who else is in the house? We've got Carlos from Italy. If I've forgotten anybody, please just put it in the text box. Oh, and a big shout out as well to Little Chris and Big Chris, because both of them are watching right now. And Chris's dad at the moment isn't feeling very well, so I did say I would sing a song just to cheer him up a little bit, because that's all you need, but I don't think I'm going to, because I want to keep my audience here on YouTube. I've got to say a big shout out as well to the lovely Joseph, who's watching in Brixton, and we've got Julianne in the house as well. So quite a few people playing. If I haven't said your name so far, don't worry, I will get round to it. Tina is finally in the house. Oh, by the way, what do you think to my new set here? I've had to base myself right next to the router. So the router is right behind me, because I don't want to actually start, dropping out mid-flow. Jane Proctor-Blaine is in the house. What time do you call this young lady? You're supposed to be a head teacher, and you're supposed to be on time. The lovely Dame Michael Madden as well. So big shout out to you, who's watching over in Greenwich, I believe. So lots of Londoners in the house. By the way, if I'm looking here and here, it's just so you know, I've got Facebook Live going on here. I've got YouTube Live going on here. I've got a recording taking place over there. I haven't got enough eyes in my head. Right, so 40 questions, round one, eyes down, okay? Nice and easy family challenge. Round one, question one. Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie starred together in which reality TV show? So Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie starred together in which reality TV show? What do you think that was? Oh, by the way, just like as I normally do on the quiz, I have a large one going, just so you know. Have a guess. Who can guess it first? What am I drinking this week? Yes, Helen Dilly got it right. It is Sauvignon Blanc. Helen Dilly is in the house. Hello, Dilly Dolly down there in Dartford, I believe. We've got the Doilies. Rhonda is watching as well down there. Rhonda, are you watching in Chislehurst? Or are you watching in Wimbledon? Where are you watching, my love? Who else have we got? We've got the lovely Terry watching in New Zealand as well. So over in New Zealand, it basically mirrors our time over here. I didn't realise. I rang him up at 3 o'clock in the morning thinking it would be like, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. I got told off. Oh, well, you do learn, don't you? Joseph says, is that alcohol? Yes, of course it's alcohol in my drink. Okay, so we've done question one. By the way, if you do miss any of the questions that I'm about to read out, right at the end of the quiz, in the YouTube description is a link for you to actually download all the questions again. So if we do cut out, there's no excuse. You've got the questions there, so you can finish it off. Number 2, which 2010 Premier League side played at Bloomfield Road? So which 2010 Premier League side played at Bloomfield Road? What do you reckon that is? I'm doing the show without my glasses on as well. I thought something was wrong. I thought my eyes are like this. Let me just put my glasses on, everybody. I'm reading this text. It's like, it's miles away. Absolute miles away. Who have we got? We've got Ian Mullinger is watching. We've got Gina watching. Hello, Gina. Fabulous to have you here. We've got the Lathwells. Okay, so... Oh, Sunfacer Productions says they know what I'm drinking because they bought it for me. They did actually. I sent them shopping. And they came back with some nice wine for me. Right, okay, so number 3. What was the number of Britain's first motorway? So what was the number of Britain's first motorway? We've got Gina watching in Cyprus. I'm so jealous, Gina, that you're watching in Cyprus. Fantastic. So what is the number of Britain's first motorway? Now, Ian Mullinger, you're quite close actually. You're in, I believe, Stevenage, aren't you, Ian? He's still living there. He's doing a fantastic job as well, because I do follow you on Facebook, Ian. He delivers all the lots of food parcels around to people that need it. So keep up the good work. Who else is doing what as well? Let us know. Share it with us in the house. Terry says, hi, Duncan, by the way. Jane is watching up there in Sheffield. I haven't forgotten you, Jane. I'll come back to you in a minute. We're on question number 4. In the film Chicken Little, what type of fish is fish out of water? So in the film Chicken Little, what type of fish is fish out of water? What do you reckon that is? Oh, that's going down nicely, I tell you. So the lovely Michael Madden from Germany is watching as well. I used to work with Michael actually on the cruise ships. Julia Ann is watching as well. Hello, Julia. Are you watching from home? Are you watching from work? One of our frontline emergency service personnel as well, doing a damn good job. Very hard job as well. So big shout out to you. So in the film Chicken Little, what type of fish is fish out of water? Chicken Little? Oh, I was thinking of that Stuart thing, that little mouse, and then I realised it's a chicken. Number 5. What was the name of Kylie Minogue's 2004 Greatest Hits album? So what was the name of Kylie Minogue's 2004 Greatest Hits album? Now, big Chris down there in Chislehurst, you should know that, being a big Kylie fan. I'll be very disappointed if you get that wrong. Okay, who else have we got there? I've got to say hi to, say hi to the early whirlies. Joseph says, it must be nice to have a personal shopper to go and get my wine for me. It's very nice. Thank you, Tanya, for doing that. You're an absolute angel, because I'll tell you one thing. Things sell out round here, and one of the things that was my type of wine that I drink. It would have been an absolute tragedy, just like not being able to get my hair cut. Okay, so, we're motoring through the quiz this week. I got told by Jane that I was too slow asking the questions, so I'm trying to speed things up at the moment. By the way, Tina says she wants me to say hello to her and the boys. They're just having their milk at the moment, ready to go to bed. Oh my God, these kids, she wears them out. They do somersaults off the bed into this laundry pile. It looks like really good fun, actually, but I'm watching going, oh, be careful. You know what it's like. Okay, number 6. In 1908, which organisation did Robert Baden-Powell form? So, in 1908, which organisation did Robert Baden-Powell form? Who have I got here? Michelle says, can I say hi to Rhonda and Dennis Matthews again, as they missed it? They're in Wimbledon, not Chislehurst. So, a big shout out to the lovely Rhonda and Dennis down there in Wimbledon. Probably sitting outside on the balcony having a nice glass of wine. So cheers, darlings. I hope you're enjoying the quiz. We're on round 1 and we're currently on question 6. I hope you got that one right. Nice and easy, actually. In 1908, which organisation did Robert Baden-Powell form? What do you reckon that is? Okay, no, so moving on. By the way, if you are watching me on YouTube, hello. Thank you for joining me here on the show. Please do click on that subscribe button. Oh, it drives me nuts. Just click on that subscribe button. I've got a weekly show that I'm actually putting together at the moment. The first one actually went live on Monday. It's called The Lockdown Show. And I do bring in special guests, and we look at ways of keeping your mind clear, especially during these days when you're actually stuck in the house. So do tune in for that, and if you do want to watch it, the last actual show, you can do so on the YouTube channel. Just click on it and click on The Lockdown Show. It's Jane telling me off here. She says, "Oh, will you please get on with it?" I think Gary's watching as well, her dad, and he's a bit of a stauncher. He likes things to be moved. Right, okay, number 7. Who was the Queen of England when Shakespeare was alive? So who was the Queen of England when Shakespeare was alive? And it wasn't Joseph, I believe. I've got Jane Marie Ballard watching us on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, video recording over there. Cheers, everybody. Fabulous. So, who was the Queen of England when Shakespeare was alive? Now, if you do miss any of these and you have just joined me, don't panic, okay? Because in the description on the YouTube box, there is a link for you to download all the questions. So if we get cut off again, no excuse. Number 8. A breakfast of bread, pastries, jam and coffee is called what? So a breakfast of bread, pastries, jam and coffee is called what? By the way, a big shout out to the Lathwells, Alan Lathwell, and we've got Christine and all the family, Holly and everyone else. Alan actually made me this fabulous painting. I'm going to show it you. And it glows in the dark. So the face glows in the dark as well. It's absolutely fantastic. Look at that. So I've got to figure out where I'm actually going to put the thing. But at the moment, it's sitting. I've got it loose against my fireplace right behind me, which I kind of like. But yeah, no, it's wonderful. I love it. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but Alan's watching. He's a fantastic artist up there, and he will be featured on the Lockdown Show as well. Jane's watching in Spain. Ugh, cow. All that nice hot weather. And mind you, we are getting nice weather over here. Number 9. What nationality was artist Salvador Dali? So, what nationality was artist Salvador Dali? We've got the lovely Rosie Roo watching in the house. She's my fabulous teleprompter operator. Hello, Rosie. How are you, darling? Cheers. Up your bum. So, what nationality was artist Salvador Dali? Okay, who we got here? Chris Walker says, "Evening, dear. Loving the sexy vibes with the quiff and the glasses." Oh, bless you. Thank you very much. I hope your dad's doing well. Helen likes the glittery jumper as well. Thank you for that. Okay, so a breakfast of bread, pastries, jam and coffee is called a what? So moving on now. What nationality was artist Salvador Dali? And number 10, what name is given to someone who plays the clarinet? So what do you think the answer is there? Right, so if you've missed any of those questions, do write on the chat which ones you've missed. I will repeat it again. We've got Gary Jackman Thomas watching as well up there in Rotherham. So big shout out to the lovely Garina. Fabulous dancer, I've got to say. I met Gary in my early 20s, which was only a few years ago. He was a dancer on the ship. So fantastic. We've stayed in contact ever since. Right, so if you've missed any, don't forget, do put them in there. Do share it in the chat box. Go and get yourself a drink. We'll start round 2 in just a second. And what's everyone been up to over the last few days? How are you all keeping yourself occupied at home under these sort of like lockdown restrictions? There's still loads of people out and about. I went for my sort of like morning run around the park. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning, and there was groups of people, and there was even people like you know, having little barbecues in the morning, like cooking their fry-ups on the park. I was like, oh, this shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening. But anyway, what have you all been doing? Keep yourself occupied. I know some people have actually kindled their sort of like old hobbies. A friend of mine that I work with has actually got her doll collection out the attic. She's actually just got it all back up and displayed it all. What's everyone else been doing? Okay, so let's kick on now with round 2. So we've got 40 questions in total in this quiz. So 10 questions in each round. In the children's programme Teletubbies, what colour was Tubby Custard? So in the children's programme Teletubbies, what colour was Tubby Custard? What do you reckon that is? What I forgot here. Michelle Dore missed question number 2 in round 1. Which 2010 Premier League side played at Bloomfield Park? Don't forget, if you do miss any of these questions, you can download the question sheet at the end. But don't do it now, because otherwise you'll miss my dulcet tones reading out of everything, won't you? Okay, so that's question number 1 in round 2. What P is a robbery committed at sea? Now, I expect all of the people that work on the cruise ships to actually get this right. So, Michael Madden, Gary, who else have we got? Is Inigo watching? Rosie, she used to work on the ships as well. So, I expect you to get all those right. What P is a robbery committed at sea? Okay, what else have we got here? The lovely Duncan says he's been actually filming football matches. What, today? I don't think so, dear. I think you're winding me up. You can't go out. There's no football on at the moment, dear. What are you filming? Sabutio or something? Oh. So number 3. Complete the title of this Terry Pratchett novel. A hat full of... what? So, complete the title of the Terry Pratchett novel, A Hat Full of what? We've got the lovely Mickey Bolden in the house. Mickey Bolden from Northampton, actually. I was actually talking about you today, dear, on the phone to somebody. So big shout out to you, Mickey. It's great having you on board. By the way, just so you know, for those that are watching, and I'm looking like this and like this, I have YouTube going here, Facebook going here, I'm being recorded over there, and I'm sort of trying to get everybody in with eye contact, if you know what I mean. It's called multi-skilling. Okay, number 4. What sport was featured in the 2004 film Miracle? So, what sport was featured in the 2004 film Miracle? What do you reckon the answer is there? Write it down, write it down. I can't even remember that film, to be perfectly honest. Mickey, you have to keep the language down a little bit. We do have children watching in Dublin. The lovely Tina and the boys are watching, so big shout out to you. Jess put, is Jane the cow in the background? Yes, this thing here, this is Jane. Just there. I named it after one of my best friends. She's gonna kill me. She's going to kill me. Oh, should we do Twister live on a quiz? I think that'd be quite good, actually. Mickey's putting some suggestions my way. Maybe, Mickey, we could actually put that in the live show, which goes out on Monday. So we'll put that Twister in with Mickey. You can actually be the one spinning. So number 5. What are seen smoking in L.S. Lowry's industrial landscape? So... what are seen smoking in L.S. Lowry's industrial landscape? Lowry's, do you know what I mean? Lowry. Do you know what I mean? I have watched the film. Mickey says, hi, Jane. Hi. Who have we got in here? Chris Walker says, my memory does go with age, dear. Yes, I know, dear. And one too many of these. Actually, this is the first one of the day. It's been quite an eventful day today, to be perfectly honest. Cheers. That's going down very nicely. What did Joseph just say? I just saw Joseph pop up on the screen and then he disappeared. He said something as well. Frédéric Chopin was a virtuoso on which instrument? So, Frédéric Chopin was a virtuoso on which instrument? Write it down. Mickey, I know you've joined halfway through, but don't panic. You ain't missed nothing. Just get a piece of paper, 40 questions, and if you do miss any, there is a link for you to download them all at the end, and I will read some out for you as well. But I'm not going through the old bloody quiz again, I'll tell you that now. Number 7. Name the notorious chalk headland located on the south coast near Eastbourne. So name the notorious chalk headland located on the south coast near Eastbourne. So what do you think that is? Actually, have I been there? I've been to Eastbourne. I don't think I've actually been to this particular place. I must have sailed past it on the cruise ships. Duncan says, go and take your chopper to the trees, Tell. What does that mean? Terry, have you started being a bit of a lumberjack over there in New Zealand or something? Okay, so number 8. How many parts are there to the water cycle? God, I can remember this at school. How many parts are there to the water cycle? So, oh God, can you remember the water cycle actually? It's bringing back memories actually, because it used to go into the ground, it used to come up, and it used to rain and everything else. So how many parts are there to the water cycle? Number 9. What is the most expensive property on a British Monopoly board? So what is the most expensive property on a British Monopoly board? I don't mean now either. Yes, I suppose actually some of the cheaper properties that you used to get on the Monopoly board are actually more expensive than what they would have been on the most expensive ones, if you know what I mean. How things have changed in London. Helen says she's actually been walking her dog shopping for her elderly neighbours. Good for you. Oh, by the way, Joseph wants to know a little bit more about the doggy cushion behind me. So right just here, this is what I got. It's an early Easter present, and this is family dog Poppy here. Isn't she gorgeous? She's absolutely beautiful. So I've got like a little dog cushion just there, so I can give her a cuddle when she's not here, because I do miss her loads. So she lives up there at the moment on top of the fireplace for the time being. Right, where am I? Last one in round 2, number 10. Who once compared the force of gravity to an apple falling from a tree? So who once compared the force of gravity to an apple falling from a tree? Mickey says, a water cycle, a bell with 2 wheels. Yes, that's a good idea. It could be that sort of cycle, but it's not what I'm looking for. Chris says, is there a Luton version of Monopoly? I don't know. There could be a Crawley version as well, Chris. I don't know. I wouldn't know those things. Okay, so we'll kick off with round 3 at the moment. Did anybody miss any questions in round 2? Let me know. Let me know. Who else have we got in the house? If you haven't said hello, please... give me a quick message on the old Facebook Live in the chat box. If you're watching on YouTube as well, there's a live chat going on as well. Drop me a quick message in there as well. Chris Duncan says the most expensive property is worth £2.50 on Monopoly. This is over my head, guys. I don't get what you mean there. Okay, round 3 starts in just a moment once I've had a quick sip of this. If you do need to go and get a quick bevy out the fridge, Terry in New Zealand, run and quickly grab your tin out the fridge. We're starting in just a moment. Big shout out to the lovely Jessie, who's watching up there in sunny Sheffield. So big shout out to you. We've got Shelley Tobin in the house. Shelley Tobin is in the house. Hello Shelley, how are you doing, my darling? Good to have you there. I'm recreating our local pub vibe here, doing a quiz, which you still haven't been to yet, but hopefully when we come out of this lockdown, we'll see you there. Jane says, Patsy, put the glass down, darling, and get on with the quiz. All right, keep your weight on. Round 3, question 1. Alberta and Manitoba are provinces in which country? So Alberta and Manitoba are provinces in which country? Okay, what do you reckon that is? Okay, I've got to say, how is Big Chris getting on with this, by the way? He's very quiet in the house today. Normally can't get a word in edgeways. So the lovely Michelle and Georgia and Big Chris watching down there in Chislehurst. Alan says Christine is putting the chicken away at the moment, so she's just had to nip outside. They have actually got a real chicken. And he bought some of the eggs around here. It was fantastic. And Alan, by the way, is the artist that did paint this fabulous painting for me, just in case he missed it. There it is. It's a fantastic painting there of a Queen of Hearts. Right, okay. Number 2. In 2005 and 2007, Fantastic Four films, who played Sue Storm? So in 2005 and 2007, Fantastic Four films, who played Sue storm. What do you reckon the answer is there? Michael Madden says he's hoping as soon as this lockdown's finished, it can hurry up because he wants to get involved with another car boot sale, which I think in Germany it's called a little bit of a flea market. So he's missing that. It's doing his head in. What are you going to sell, Michael? Let us know. Number 3. Which planet is known as the Red Planet? So which planet is known as the Red Planet? By the way, did anybody go out last night and see the super moon? Who went out and saw the super moon? I got into bed, I got myself all like, you know, because I'm going to bed earlier and earlier and earlier at the moment because of this lockdown. Normally I'll be going to bed like, you know, midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock because I'm creating. Now I'm finding I'm getting to bed at like 10 o'clock. My brain must be overloaded. Anyway, I just got to bed, I got all cuddled down underneath the duvet and I got this message off my mum saying, oh, have you seen the super moon? So I thought, no, I haven't actually. So I got changed, ran out the house, ran up the road because you've got to run all the way down the streets here to get a view of the moon because we've got mountains all around me. Well, mountains. I say mountains, it's a hill with a load of trees on it. And I saw it, I thought, wow, that. I got up out of bed for that. It wasn't that big, to be honest. Mind you, size isn't everything. Number 4. Who is Scotland's patron saint? So who is Scotland's patron saint? So what do you reckon that is? Who is Scotland's patron saint? Cheers, everybody. What are you all drinking tonight? Who's on what? Who's drinking what? Are you all behaving? Are you finding you're drinking more because of the lockdown, or are you drinking less? I think I've actually lost weight because I haven't been drinking as much, to be perfectly honest. The only time I really do have a proper drink is when I'm doing this quiz. And that's because you're all like such lovely company. Apparently Duncan got up and saw the supermoon last night. He actually mistook it for a Scotch egg, Jane says there. All right, number 5. Which arch lies at one end of the Mall opposite to Buckingham Palace? So which arch lies at one end of the Mall opposite Buckingham Palace? I've got to tell you something about this arch, actually. When you go through the arch, there's actually a nose on the actual wall, almost as big as mine, I must say, that is just about the size, about 6 foot high on top of the wall. You have to look very carefully for it, but it's there. You can see it. Apparently, it's supposed to bring the soldiers luck as they march down and they can rub the nose. Georgia and Michelle are on cocktails. By the way, I saw on their Facebook yesterday they were actually doing cocktail making classes. So it saved them a lot of money because when you think about it, when you're out in the West End, how much do you spend on a cocktail? 13 quid easy. So they've started making cocktails themselves. So which one are you drinking? Is this homemade or have you bought it out of a can? Let me know, girls. Okay, number 6. Which newspaper was launched in the UK in 1986? So which newspaper was launched in the UK in 1986? Alan says he's out of beer. He's now on the hand cleanser. You're not drinking that, please tell me. Oh my god. Julia says she remembers me telling the story of the nose on the wall, and now she tells everybody when she's working in the West End about it. So if you are down there, it does exist. It is there, and you can Google it as well. But don't Google it just yet. Oh, the lovely Magster up there in Scotland is watching. Hello, Magster. How are you, darling? Lovely to have you in the house. I'll just point out I've got two feeds going, so I'm looking at both things, so I'm not trying to leave anyone else. Michelle said she made her cocktails herself. Which ones did you make? Vodka and raspberry, lovely. I've got to tell you a story about Michelle and cocktails in just a second, but I need to get on with this, otherwise I'll be shouted at by Jane up there in Sheffield. Number 7, what is another name for the rook in chess? So what is another name for the rook in chess? Now, I went to Michelle's hen party in London, and she basically hired a whole cocktail bar. So they did cocktail making. So there was Rhonda, Michelle, and everything. I have never seen someone take so much alcohol from behind that bar and just fill it up. I mean, the glass was like that. It must have had about that much vodka in it and that much juice. But she drank it. Good on her. That's what I would do if I hired a cocktail bar, to be perfectly honest. So number 7 was, what is another name for the Rook in chess? Number 8, which 2007 film starred Robert Downey Jr. as Paul Avery. So in 2000, which 2007 film starred Robert Downey Jr. as Paul Avery? What do you reckon that is? Okay, so we're coming up, we're actually getting motoring through this quiz tonight, so we're coming to the end of round 3 in just a second. Oh, that's lovely. I wouldn't drink normally on live TV, but as this isn't live TV and this is from lockdown, from the comfort of my home, and hopefully we won't lose internet connection because I can't be any closer to the router. It is literally right at the back of me, so hopefully it won't get cut out. Number 9, which US city suffered a flood in 2005 and is now the home of jazz? Has anyone been there? So, which US city suffered a flood in 2005 and is now the home of jazz? What do you reckon that is? Al, is the lovely Christine back watching the show? Has she put the chicken away? I mean, surely the chicken is in a pen thing, isn't it? And it just, I mean, does it roam free down the streets? Let me know. Is Chris drinking your homemade cocktails as well, Georgia? Let us know there as well. So, Maxter, what have you been up to, my darling? You've been keeping well up there in sunny Scotland. Okay, the last question in round 3. We're now on number 10. To stop it from crystallising, honey is best stored at what temperature? Now, Terry in New Zealand and Duncan should get this because I worked on the honey show with them last year. And we should have taken this on board. So to stop it from crystallising, honey is best stored at what temperature? What do you reckon that is? Okay, if anybody wants me to repeat any of those questions in round 3, let me know. Just write it on the screen. And I will try and repeat if I can. If you do miss any of the questions or you have just joined late on any of the platforms, don't panic because I have put a link there so you can actually just download the question sheet and go through it in your own time. And if I lose you as well, there's also the questions there to fall back on. Oh no, apparently the lovely Chrissy is drinking Vino Blanco, just like me. Cheers babes. And Duncan is drinking tea because he's run out of all the fun stuff. You did try and get in my wine. That's why I had to get it very quickly. Okay, round 4 starting off very, very shortly. Do run to the kitchen if you do want to get yourself a quick refill. What's everybody doing to keep themselves occupied at the moment? Are you doing voluntary work? What are you doing? Have you recreated a hobby? Or have you started a new book? Are you still working from home? How many of you are still actually working from home? I know I'm trying to, but I tell you, it is difficult at the moment because my neighbours, they're all in and every single room, there's fireworks going off outside. So every single room has got music blaring away. It's driving me nuts because it's Eurotrash. Okay, round 4, question 1. Here we go. What time of year are hot cross buns traditionally eaten? So, at what time of year are hot cross buns traditionally eaten? What do you reckon the answer is there? Duncan, there is no way I believe that you are drinking tea, by the way. There's absolutely no way. I don't believe you. So if you have just joined us here on Izzy Wizzy Quizzy here live on Facebook, welcome. There are questions. I asked 40 of them and you can download the question sheet at the end so you can go through it in your own time. And you can, of course, interact with me here live on Facebook Live in the chat box. As well as that, those of you that are watching me on YouTube Live, it's great to have you here. Do click on that subscribe button at the bottom of the screen, and because then I can notify you about all the other shows I'm actually putting together. I've actually putting together a weekly show at the moment just to get through lockdown. It's called the Lockdown Show, and it's all about clearing the mind, coming up with different ideas, inspiration and everything else. And that started last Monday, so you can actually go back and watch it, and the next one is next week. So I've got some pretty cool guests appearing in the next Lockdown Show. So number 2, what kind of girl was a hit for the notorious B.I.G. in 2006? So what kind of girl was a hit for the notorious B.I.G. in 2006? Have we still got the lovely Joe. Is Joe still watching? Is he still watching in Brixton, or has he fallen asleep? Joe, send us a quick wave. Is Tina still watching as well in Dublin? Give us a quick wave as well. Let us know that you're still there. It's great to have all these people. We've literally got people from New Zealand. We've got people in Cyprus. We've got Jane watching over in Spain. Loads of destinations. So let us know where you are actually watching the show from as well. We've got Magster up there as well in Glasgow. Okay, so Duncan says he's been sleeping, coughing, breathing, making cups of tea. His day is pretty full. Now, bless him, Duncan hasn't been well, but he has got through it, and yeah, so well done to you, Anna. I will just raise a glass. Cheers to you, Duncan. Okay, so number 3, Jane, you should get this. In which decade were comprehensive schools introduced in Britain? So, in which decade were comprehensive schools introduced in Britain? What do you reckon that is? Chris says Joe's probably nodding off right now. By the way, I'd like to raise a little bit of a drink to Chris's dad, who's watching, John, who also hasn't been feeling very well. So big shout out to you. Get well soon, darling. I hope you feel better. So cheers. I did threaten to actually sing him a song, but I don't think I'm going to subject you all to my singing voice. I don't want to put you off your evening. So number 4, what is the only animal used as a marker in Monopoly? So what is the only animal used as a marker in Monopoly? That's an easy one, isn't it? My brother always used to go for that one, and I used to always go for the ship. That's my favourite. I'd always like the ships. It's probably because I ended up working on them. Okay, number 5. Rumpelstiltskin had the ability to spin straw and turn it into what? Rumpelstiltskin had the ability to spin straw and turn it into what? The lovely Darren Billington has just joined me in the house. Hello, Darren. A little bit late. We're nearly on round 4, dear, but it's great to have you here. Lovely to see you, my dear. How are you? How are things up there in the lovely Bobsleigh? Okay, so Rumpelstiltskin had the ability to spin straw and turn it into what? And number 6, in darts, what is the maximum achievable score for one dart? Duncan, Liam, you should both know this because they both worked on the World Darts Championship at Ali Pali with me over the Christmas period. So you both should know that because it did drive us nuts. Tina put, I think I won again in round 1. Then the kids actually knocked the trampoline over in the garden. So that just flew up on the screen very quickly. Darren says, hello, mate. So in darts, what is the maximum achievable score for one dart? What is the answer? What's the answer I'm looking for? Darren, apparently Christine is trying to chase a chicken around a garden. Sounds a bit rude to me. No, seriously, they do have a real chicken. And the lovely Owl, who's the artist that painted that fabulous picture, actually brought me down some of the chicken eggs. They were huge. They were fantastic, delicious. Okay, so number 7. Round 4, number 7. From which planet did Doctor Who come? So, from which planet did Doctor Who come down? You're not supposed to put your answers on the screen, dear. You're supposed to write them down. Everyone's writing them down at home, otherwise you're giving everyone the answer, aren't you, dear? So write it down, dear. Write it down. Duncan says, you want the lotto results as I live 11 hours in the future. Oh, you could do. This is really bizarre. There's some of this conversation I just don't get. It's pretty random between some of the people in here. So from which planet did Doctor Who come? Number 8. In which country would you usually watch the All Blacks? So in which country would you usually watch the All Blacks? What is the answer I am looking for? By the way, my holiday this year, I've had to cancel 2 trips. 2 trips. It's so depressing. I don't think I'll be booking anything else at the moment, to be perfectly honest. But, you know, it's important that we all get this all sorted out. So let's know how you're actually occupying your time on lockdown. It's not as easy as it looks. Are you completely bored out your brain, just going to bed? I know that Joseph, a friend of mine, he's started painting his entire house again. He's even cleaned the entire carpet from top to bottom. The house is like 3 stories high. So he's been pretty busy doing all his housework and catching up there and doing stuff. I've actually started doing that as well, actually. I've started catching up on things that I should have done when I first moved in here. Okay, number 9. What are the 2 disciplines in Olympic bobsleigh events? So what are the 2 disciplines in Olympic bobsleigh events? Apparently, Helen says, my other half is still going out to work and I've been doing all the fun stuff with her little boy, Zach, and keeping him busy. And that's how she's been occupying her time. Fantastic. By the way, has anyone been bobsleigh before? I went to a ski resort in the middle of summer. There was no snow, but they still had this bobsleigh going. And you take the ski lift up to the top and you go down on it. I was terrified. I thought the thing was going to fly off the side. I will never, ever do that again. Those guys are brave. I even went to see the go-kart race at Ali Pali because they do the soapbox rally at Ali Pali, and it's basically, Ali Pali is like a big sort of palace on top of a hill, and they come down the hill. Oh, it reminded me of that. It's just free fall, and you just think, it can go anywhere. This can turn nasty. How I survived that, I do not know. So that's number 9. What are the 2 disciplines in Olympic bobsleigh events? Number 10. What is the name of the lowest male voice? Just think of me. Okay. So, what is the name of the lowest male voice? So that is the last question in round 4. So there's 4 rounds of 10 questions. We're now going to run through the answers. So if any of you missed any of those, 1 or 2, just write them on the screen. I'll repeat them for you. If you missed more than that, you can download the question sheet straight from the link which is in the YouTube video, so you can do that as well. So while we do that, I'll just let you go, run out, get yourself a little beverage from the kitchen if you need to nip out, and top your glasses up. Duncan says he's skated on several bobsleighs. Terry says, I really like the Queen of Hearts artwork. How can I get one? Well, Terry, it's great to have you in the room. Terry in New Zealand, you need to link in with Alan Lathwell. He's the artist around the area, and he can possibly sort one out for you. So, Alan, I'll link you in afterwards with the lovely Terry. Okay, so we're going to run straight through the answers in just a second. It's 1 point for every single question you get right. And if you're playing against people at home, it is all just for fun, I'm afraid. There isn't a prize to give you. In fact, in my fridge, I do have a P&O house white wine, which I could actually give away 1 week as a very, very special guest prize, because that is a very sought after white wine. Okay, round 1. Question 1. Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie starred together in which reality TV show? The answer I was looking for was The Simple Life. Number 2. Which 2010 Premier League side played at Bloomfield Road? The answer I was looking for there is Blackpool. Darren says, I took my granddad bobsleighing once. He went downhill very quickly after. Oh, no, boom, boom. You should be on the stage, darling, sweeping it. Number 3, what was the number of Britain's first motorway? What did you put? Who put M1? Well, that's the incorrect answer. It was the M6. Number 4, in the film Chicken Little, what type of fish is fish out of water? It's a goldfish. Number 5, what was the name of Kylie Minogue's 2004 Greatest Hits album? It was Ultimate Kylie. Number 6, in 1908, which organisation did Robert Baden-Powell form? It was Boy Scouts. Number 7, who was the Queen of England when Shakespeare was alive? It was Elizabeth I. Number 8, a breakfast of bread, pastries, jam and coffee is called a what? It's a continental breakfast. Number 9, what nationality was artist Salvador Dali? That is Spanish. Number 10, What name is given to someone who plays the clarinet? It's a clarinetist. So that's it. Add them all up for round one. Add them all up. We've got lovely Robbie who's watching that. Liverpool Robbie is watching. He's in the house. Big shout out to you, Liverpool Robbie. Great to have you here. How the devil are you, my dear? Well, you just missed the quiz, but don't panic. You can watch it all on playback afterwards. But we're just going through the answers, actually. We're just on round two to see if you can get any of these right. So round two, question one. Little Chris should get this because he is an avid Teletubby fan. In the children's programme Teletubbies, what colour was Tubby Custard? Who put yellow? It was wrong. It's pink is the answer I was looking for. What P is a robbery committed at sea? The answer I'm looking for there is piracy. Number three, complete the title of this Terry Pratchett novel, A Hatful of what? It's A Hatful of Sky. Number four, what sport was featured in the 2004 film Miracle? That is ice hockey is the answer I was looking for there. Number five, what are seen smoking in L.S. Lowry's industrial landscape? It's the chimneys. Number six, Frédéric Chopin was a virtuoso on which instrument? It's the piano. The piano. Number seven, name the notorious chalk headland located on the south coast near Eastbourne. It's Beachy Head. Number eight, how many parts are there in a water cycle? It's 4. Number 9, what's the most expensive property on the British Monopoly board? It's Mayfair. And number 10, who once compared the force of gravity to an apple falling from a tree? The answer I was looking for there is Sir Isaac Newton. The lovely Louise Sims Thompson is watching with Jules. Hello, darling. Up there in Telford, I believe. How are you, my dear? I do plan on getting to see you this year. I know I said it last year and the year before. It's terrible. You just think I just lose contact with people because it just gets so busy and it's terrible. Anyway, darling, it's great to have you in the house. So we're now on round 3, question 1. Add up round 2. What did you all get? I'm just having a quick sip of this. I need to just lubricate my vocal cords. Duncan missed number 2 there. Number 2 in round 2 was what P is a robbery committed at sea? It's piracy. Okay, round 3, number 1. Alberta and Manitoba are provinces in which country? It's Canada. Number 2, in 2005 and 2007, Fantastic Four films, who played Sue Storm? It was Jessica Alba. Number 3, which planet is known as the Red Planet? It's Mars. Number 4, who is Scotland's patron saint? You've got that, Maxter and Elisa, up there in Scotland. It's St Andrew. Number 5, which arch lies at one end of the Mall opposite Buckingham Palace? It's Admiralty Arch. Number 6, which newspaper was launched in the UK in 1986? The year I was born. Not. It's The Independent. Number 7, what is another name for the rook in chess? It's Castle. Number 8, which 2007 film starred Robert Downey Jr. as Paul Avery? It was Zodiac. Number 9, which US city suffered a flood in 2005 and is now the home of jazz? It's New Orleans. And number 10, to stop it from crystallising, I should hope Duncan and Terry got this right. Honey is best stored at what temperature? It's room temperature. So who got the answers right there? Add up your round 3, have a quick sip of your drink. Duncan wants me to repeat number 2 in round 1. Okay, no problemo. Which 2010 Premier League side played at Bloomfield Road? It was Blackpool, darling, Blackpool. Actually, I need to go to Blackpool. Camel's watching. Hello, darling, how are you? It's great to have you here. I'm just recreating our local boozer, complete with my nice glass of Vino Blanco. So I hope you're keeping safe and keeping well, my dear. Okay, round 4, question 1. At what time of year are hot cross buns traditionally eaten? It's Easter. Number 2, what kind of girl was a hit for the notorious B.I.G. in 2006? It was Nasty Girl. Number 3, in which decade were comprehensive schools introduced into Britain? It was the 1950s. Number 4, What is the only animal used as a marker in Monopoly? It's dog. Number 5. Rumpelstiltskin had the ability to spin straw and turn it into what? The answer I was looking for there was gold. Number 6, in darts, what is the maximum achievable score for one dart? It's 60. Thank you, Darren, for giving that away on the screen, by the way. Number 7, from which planet did Doctor Who come? It was Gallifrey. Number 8, in which country would you usually watch the All Blacks? It's New Zealand. Terry, you should have got that right because he is watching from New Zealand. Number 9, what are two disciplines in Olympic bobsleigh events? It's 2 and 4 man. And finally, number 10, what is the name of the lowest male voice? The answer I was looking for there is bass. Okay, so hello to Joanne who's just tuned in to watch. Hello, Joanne. Shelley Toady says, say hi to both me and Shelley, and we hope you're keeping well. And can you do another quiz this weekend, please? No, I'm doing it on next Wednesday, 8 o'clock. So quiz is on Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Live show on Monday. I haven't decided on a time yet, but I will put that on Facebook. It depends what time I wake up, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so you should have all added up round 1, round 2, round 3, and round 4. What did you all get? Write it on your chat box now. Let's see if we've got a winner in the house. This is going to turn messy, I reckon. We'll find out who the winner is. And, oh God, you can all see my awful ceiling there. I didn't realise that you can actually see the ceiling on the... up there, and oh God, I need to get and scrape it away, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so I hope you did all right on that. Now, just to quickly go through some things. If you are watching me on the YouTube live link, thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't clicked on that subscribe button, it's just down there. Please just click on that. It'd be great to have you here because I can send you notifications when we do the live show. I've launched a live show. It's called the Lockdown Show. And it happens every Monday at the moment while we're in lockdown. It's basically a little bit about, you know, how to keep your head clear, how to keep your mind clear, looking for inspiration, talking to people live on Skype. And I'm going to be getting up to some pretty weird, wonderful things. And you missed the first show. It was last Monday. I actually did cut my hair live on TV. We had a celebrity hairdresser in the house, the lovely Sonia Wadley, who was also Sonia Riley, who was in the Salon series. About 15 years ago. It's like a reality TV show, like Big Brother in a hairdresser's. So Julia's got 13 or 12. I missed that. It popped up on the screen. Tina's got 7 there. Well done to you. Georgia says she's got 32. Duncan says he got 29 out of 40. Jane got 26 out of 40. Helen got 30 out of 40. Well done to you guys and everyone who has participated in the quiz. And if you join me late, don't panic. You can still download all the questions. Just go to the bottom of the YouTube page. In fact, what I'll do is I'll post it in the description box on Facebook as well, so you can download the questions and go through it in your own time as well. And Robbie said he got 26 as well at 40, so well done to you, Robbie. Joseph says I did really well, but he fell asleep for most of it, to be perfectly honest. So thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget the live show happening on Monday. Terry puts, have to go morning here and you've got to walk the dogs. Yes, what time is it over there? Oh, it's 10 to 9 in the morning. Terry, it's been lovely to have you here. Join us next week, by the way, everyone. Same time, 8 o'clock next Wednesday for more Izzy, Wizzy, Quizzy. Now, I've got to turn off the Facebook first before I turn off the YouTube. I have to multitask here. So please, just bear with me if the screen goes a bit funny. Thanks for watching, everyone on Facebook. Okay. And thanks for watching, everyone, here in the YouTube. Ta-ra!